Right, so we have the teacher mark book, and the first thing I'm going to show you is how to add numbers up. We can add numbers up in two ways, and I'm going to show you that with the school fund here. We can either use a formula that just simply adds up each cell. All formulas start with an equals, and we can type equals, then we can type the cell reference, B5 in this case. Notice the colour of B5 has changed to blue, and so has the label in the formula. And if I type in B6, again that changes to the same colour. It gives you an idea of what you're including in a formula. Very useful feature. You can, to simplify things, just after putting the equal sign, click on a cell, and that perhaps takes away the possibility of an error from mistyping it. When you press enter, you should get the total. Ask yourself, is that amount of money reasonable? For example, it can't be less than 0 because we're adding up a series of numbers. It's going to be in the tens of pounds. It's not going to be hundreds or even thousands of pounds. It's not going to be a minus number. Never assume an answer is correct. Always look at it with some sort of critical eye. So that's using a simple function, a simple formula, sorry. And if you double click on it, you see it again, press enter, gives you the answer. Imagine the situation where you would have the number of pupils we have in Bryn Gwyn School and all of the school funds paid by each pupil. We'd have a really huge formula here, and that would be quite lengthy to type it in. There's a quick way of doing it, and we can do that using what's called a function. A function is a special type of formula, and there are many functions. So we're going to do this in the same way with a function. So we put the cursor in the cell we want to add up, and we press this button here, which is insert function. And in here we have a list of the functions that we have. These are the recently used ones, and here are all of them, and there are hundreds of them. I want to use the sum function, which I happen to have used recently. Double click on it and you get this window. Okay, it then says to you it's going to add up cells B5 to B12. It has recognized that there are a series of numbers above it, and it thinks that's what you want to add up. But it's not quite right if you look. Can you see it saying B12? In fact, we don't want to add B12 up. There's nothing in that. We want B5 to B11. We could either edit the formula, edit the range there I should say, or using this button here with the arrow, click on it, it becomes this minimize window, and then we can select the range of cells we want. And now here, look, B5 to B11, and press enter. It says number 2 there because you can add up another series of numbers. Say for example, if I click on that, I can also add up these figures here, which in this case we wouldn't want to do. And you can keep on adding up parts of a spreadsheet using the sum function. They don't all have to be in one column or one part of the spreadsheet, but mostly we do it just in one area in number 1. Okay, we're expecting to get the answer 43, and there we are. It's giving us the estimated answer, and that's it. So it's the same as before. Double click on it, have a look at what the formula, what the function looks like. So it's equals sum, open brackets, and then in between is the cell range B5 to B11. Look, it's highlighted there, and close brackets.